Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday. Today's vlog is dedicated to something simple, sweet, and absolutely wonderful. And something that I haven't had in a while. And that is a turnover. It's been a bit. It's been quite a bit. My history with the apple turnover is an interesting one, to be perfectly honest. Because I've actually had a fair bit of turnovers in my life. And the reason I say that is because I've talked about it a little bit on the vlog before, but there was a dinner show. And when I talk about the dinner show, for those that don't know it seems crazy, but it was just a thing. There was a dinner show in Myrtle Beach and also in a few other places in the U.S. called Dixie Stampede. And my mom worked for a hotel chain for a bit where she got, promotional passes to go to a bunch of the different attractions and stuff in Myrtle Beach. And as a result, we got a chance to go to Dixie Stampede a lot. The premise of Dixie Stampede is wild. It is the Civil War, North versus South, and you don't know who will win. Again, when I say it out loud, it sounds crazy. But it was a dinner show, and there was all sorts of different food that was served to you over the course of different periods of time throughout the event. So you're watching horse riding and stunts and things like that, but they're also bringing out soup and chicken and corn and pulled pork and potatoes and all this stuff. But at the end of the night, they brought you an apple turnover. And I went to the Dixie Stampede a lot. A dinner show is typically a thing that people do, maybe on vacation in a place like Myrtle Beach. I went a lot, no less than 100 times, because they seriously were giving out the promotional passes a ton. There were times so a lot of times it was promotional passes, but there were also occasions when my mom would get reduced passes. I mean, seriously reduced. Normally the dinner shows were, I don't know, man, how much do you think a dinner show was? $40 or $50?
It was around 60 when it was still Dixie Stampede.
Okay, so it got up to $60. My mom would get passes that were $7. So what would happen is that for $7, it was cheaper to eat at Dixie Stampede than it was to eat at a restaurant. And there were many times that we would actually arrive at Dixie Stampede once the show had started and sit down and eat and then leave. And we would just treat it like dinner. So yeah, when I say no less than 100 times, I'm not being facetious. I've seen the Dixie Stampede show a lot. And also a bunch of other shows. I've seen Medieval Times quite a few times and things like that. But all these shows had apple turnovers. And as a result, I've eaten a lot of them. The weird thing is that I ate a bunch of them in, childhood, I guess, is when I consumed the most apple turnovers. And it's honestly been a bit since I've had one. I do a pretty good job of documenting things on the blog, so there might actually be a record of the last time that I tried one, but it's very good. And there's also something, I don't know if it feels American, but there's something American about it. I think it's just because people talk about apple pie being American. And growing up as a kid, I never really ate pie, but I did like turnovers, so now I associate that. It's it was just recently July 4th. It's a patriotic holiday. I'm having myself an apple turnover. Happy 4th of July. Anyway, that's it. I don't have anything else to talk about today. I just wanted to let you know that I was excited to eat something that I haven't had in a bit, and that I have a kind of a weird history with. I'm excited to finish this little morsel. And I don't know, maybe y'all have stories about, you might have a story about turnovers, but maybe you have stories about a baked good that is meaningful to you in some way. Also, why do they call it a turnover? Do you know?
Because I think you turn the pastry over to fold it into the pan pie.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?